Hey guys, do you want to use Linux but you are not familiar with it and searching for the Linux that look completely same as Windows 10 or Windows 7. So guys, this video is becomes very well helpful for you. In this video, I will show you how to install and dual boot Makulu Linux without losing any data. So watch the complete guide without skipping and follow every step carefully. So let's get started. These things are required to dual boot Makulu Linux with Windows 10. So our first step is create a free space for Makulu Linux installation. To create free space, simply right click on Start menu, then click on Disk Management. Now an disk management window will open like this. Here you will have to find and select the partition which has more free space available on it. As you can see here, in my case the F drive has more free space, so I select it by clicking on it. After that, right click on the selected drive, then click on shrink volume. Now a new window will open like this. Here you will have to enter the desired size in MB format, so I recommend you to create at least 30 GB free space for the Makuli Linux. So the size is 30720 MB, which is equals to 30 GB. After entering the desired size, simply click on shrink. Now as you can see here, the 30 GB unallocated space is created here. Now simply close the disk management window and follow the next steps. Now our next step is download the Makulu Linux ISO file. To download it, simply open your web browser and search for the Makulu Linux in Google. Now open the first website, which is makululinux.com. As you can see here, the interface of Makulu Linux is completely same as Windows system. To download Makulu Linux, simply click on download at the top menu. Once the download page is open, simply scroll down, and as you can see here, there are many download links are available here to download Makulu Linux. You can click on any link. So here in my case, I am click on the Source4G website to download Makulu Linux. The download will start in a while, so wait for few seconds. As you can see here, the download is started and the size of the Makulu Linux ISO file is around 2 GB. So it will take some time to be downloaded. After downloading, follow the next steps. Now our next step is download the Balena Etcher to write the ISO file to USB drive. To download it, simply open your web browser and search for the Balena Etcher in Google. Now open the first site, which is www.balena.io. Once the website is open, click on download for Windows x86 x64. Now save this file. After downloading, follow the next step. Now our next step is write the ISO file to USB drive. For easy purpose, I created this folder on desktop and copied the file which we downloaded in previous steps. Now install the Balena Etcher by double clicking on it. Click on I agree and the Balena Etcher is installing. So it will take some time, so please be patient. As you can see here, the Balena Etcher shortcut is created on the desktop. Now open the Balena Etcher. Once the Balena Etcher is open, click on Flash from File and navigate to the location where you downloaded or paste the ISO file of the Makulu Linux. Now click on the ISO file. Now click on Open. Now the file is loaded. Now click on Select Target, and here you will have to select the proper USB device to avoid data loss. As you can see here, my USB drive is SanDisk, so I select it by tick on the icon. Now click on Select. Now click on Flash. Now the flashing process is starting. Now the image writing process has been started, so it will take some time, so you will have to wait for it. So I am fast forwarding these steps to save your precious time. Now the validating process has been started, so it will take some time. You can skip it. I am fast forwarding these steps to save your time. Now the image is successfully flashed to USB drive. Now close the Balena Etcher and follow the next steps. Now restart the Windows system and follow the next steps. Now we have to configure the BIOS. To configure it, so press and hold escape key when the system is rebooting. Now we are entering boot menu. Now press F10 key to configure BIOS. Now navigate to the system configuration tab. Now find and select the boot options and press enter key. Now here you will have to select legacy support and press enter key. Now select enable and press enter key. Now select yes and press enter key. Now press F10 key to save changes and select yes and press enter key. Now our system is rebooting. Now again press and hold escape key. In some cases, the system will ask you to press the keys which are shown in the message to save changes. In my case, the keys are 5597 plus enter key. In your case, the keys may be different. After entering the keys, the system will restarting. Press and hold escape key when the system is rebooting. Again we are entered into boot menu. But at this time we have to press F9 key to select boot device options. Now here we will have to select the USB drive which has UEFI label. Otherwise, if you are installing on MBR disk, then you will have to select USB drive without UEFI label. After selecting the bootable USB drive, we are booted into GNU Grub boot menu. Now select the Makulu Linux boot entry from this menu and press enter key. The system is booting into Makulu Linux and the system is initializing some process, so you will have to wait for it to be completed. I am fast forwarded this step to save your time. To boot into the Makulu Linux, you will have to log in it first. So enter the credentials same as in this tutorial. Type Makulu in login and press enter key. Now type Makulu as password and press enter key. Now our system is booting into the Makulu Linux live session. Now the system is booted in Makulu Linux. First, make sure your system is connected to the internet because internet is very necessary for the installation. Now open the installer by clicking on the live installer. Now first we have to configure the installer. So our first step is set the download server for the Linux package installer. To configure the server, click on the set your download server location and click on continue. So I recommend you to select the server which is closest to your country. After setting up the server, simply click on OK. Now the system is updating cache. Once you selected the server for core and base packages, close this window and follow the next steps. Now select Start Installation and click on Continue. Now the installer is opened. Now it is checking for the files and configuration for the installation, so you will have to wait for it. Now click on Next. Now here we have to select the desired region. You can select it from the map or you can select it manually. After selecting the region, simply click on Next. Now in this step, we have to select the keyboard layout. You can select your desired keyboard layout. You can also see the live preview of the selected keyboard layout at the top. Once you selected the keyboard layout, simply click on Next. This is very important step, friends, so follow these steps carefully. Select the manual partitioning and click on Next. Now find and select the free space which we created in earlier steps. In my case, I created 30 GB free space. After selecting the free space, click on Create. Now an window will open like this. So first we are creating 4 GB swap partition. So the size is 4096 MB, which is equals to 4 GB. Now select Linux swap as file system and remember to select swap as flags. After doing the above steps, click on OK. Now the swap partition is created here. Now again find and select the remaining free space and click on create. Now we have to create 1 GB boot partition. So I am entering the size is 1024 MB, which is equals to 1 GB. Select FAT32 as file system and select /boot/EFI as mount point. And also remember to select boot as flags. After doing the above changes, simply click on OK. Now the boot partition is created here. Now we have to create the root partition. To create root partition, again find and select the remaining free space and click on create. Here we are using whole remaining free space for the root partition. So don't do any changes in size. Leave as it is. Now select ext4 as file system and select slash as mount point. Also remember to select root as flag. After following the above steps, click on OK. As you can see here, the three new partitions are created here, which are swap, boot, and root partition. Now click on next. Here we have to set up the user account, so enter the detail like set up the username and password. Tick this option if you don't want to enter the password when the system is logged in. It's your choice. Tick this option if you want to use the same password for the admin account. Again, it depends on your choice. After filling all the details, simply click on next. Once you click on next, the installation summary window will open. From here, you can take a look at the changes which we have made in previous steps like location, keyboard layout, partitioning method and the partition which we are created. After confirming the changes from the summary window, simply click on install. Once you clicked on install, the installation is started. So it will take some time. So please be patient. I am fast forwarding these steps to save your time. Now the installation is successfully completed. Now tick on the restart now and click on done. Once you click on done, the system is restarting. Please don't skip these steps, friends, because if you are skip these steps, you are not able to boot into Makulu Linux. So watch it carefully. When the system is rebooting, press and hold escape key. Now press F10 key to configure BIOS. Once we are entered in BIOS menu, navigate to the System Configuration tab. Now select Boot Options and press Enter key. Now navigate to the UEFI boot order and select OS Boot Manager and press Enter key. As you can see here, there are two boot entries available here. So we have to select the Makulu Linux boot entry as default boot manager. To do that, select the Makulu Linux and press F6 key. As you press F6 key, the Makulu Linux is moved at the top of this list. Now press F10 key to save changes. Now select yes and press enter key. Now the system is restarting. After restarting the system, we are booted in grub menu. From here we are able to boot into Makulu Linux as well as Windows 10. So let's check, does Makulu Linux is installed or not. To do that, select Makulu Linux from the grub menu and press enter key. Now the system is booting in Makulu Linux. It will take some time, so please be patient. As you can see here, the system is booted in Makulu Linux. So friends, if this guide is becomes helpful for you, then kindly like and share this video. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel.